The climate crisis affects everyone, from the rich to the poor, all races and peoples. It is devastating to everyone on this planet, but it doesn't affect everyone equally, and there is one group of particularly vulnerable people that are getting very little attention: incarcerated people. Now, why should we care about how people in prisons are affected by the climate crisis? Incarcerated people are one of the groups most susceptible to climate-driven weather extremes, such as severe temperatures, disasters, diseases, and displacement, with older adults dealing with medical issues being the most vulnerable among them. Here is an example of what happens when prisoners and the climate crisis meet. In May of 2009, 48-year-old Marcia Powell was serving a 2-year sentence in Arizona for sex work-related charges. Arizona, to be tough on crime, would put prisoners outside in an uncovered chain-link outdoor cell for at least 2 hours, while the temperature shot to 107 degrees. Marcia was kept out in these conditions for 4 hours. She begged to be let back inside, but was ignored. When she passed, the medical examiner documented a core temperature of 108 degrees with first and second degree burns on her face and body. She was severely dehydrated, had metabolic acidosis, which is when the body produces too much acid, and acute kidney failure. Her death was ruled an accident. Her death was painful and unnecessary. Texas is where these horrors are coming to a head. The problem of heat in Texas prisons is a severe and ongoing issue that endangers the health and lives of inmates. Many Texas prisons lack air conditioning, exposing prisoners to extreme temperatures that can exceed 100 degrees Fahrenheit during the summer.
I would be so hot that my vision would blur. I couldn't hear. I would flood the toilet and I would lay in about an inch of cold running water with my fan propped over me.
Despite legal challenges and advocacy efforts, the Texas Department of Criminal Justice has been slow to implement widespread air conditioning in prisons, saying the issues are high costs and logistics. Court rulings have mandated air conditioning in some facilities, but thousands of inmates still don't have proper cooling. The issue has sparked public outcry, with critics arguing that the lack of air conditioning constitutes cruel and unusual punishment, violating the Eighth Amendment. The problem is exacerbated by the fact that Texas experiences prolonged and intense summer heat, making the situation not just uncomfortable, but life-threatening. And many right-wing politicians are actively fighting cooling prisons down, like Tony Tinderholt, saying that jails should always be safe, but it should not be comfortable. Climate adaptation planning and management around correctional institutions have remained inadequate. One of the only ways to stop this madness is decarbonization and dismantling the fossil fuel industry, and decarceration, which is the act of reducing the number of people in prisons. That way, there will never be another Marcia Powell.
Undeniable.